Another pair?
Yeah, we do.
I'm down to 45 now.
Where'd this
45
one go?
after being up to 50, but we'll struggle back up to 59. Okay, gang.
Oh God, I look
Turn down
terrible.
my headset.
Which one is yours?
You know what, Risa?
Is that it?
That's it, yeah, thanks, Karen.
It's so loud.
Actually, need a little up now.
Risa,
Perfect.
where is she?
Yeah, reset it.
If the
What?
Ocean City guys call, I'll wave you.
Yeah, we'll take it.
All
Yeah,
right, okay.
sure. We'll take calls today, I think.
The following program paid for and furnished by its producers, hosts, and sponsors. And now we say it's time for the bigger picture.
Okay, wait. What music is that?
I love our new music.
Oh, I think we have new music. Good morning, Rockland.
Hold on. Okay.
There
That's
it is.
There we are.
Hey, that was pretty interesting, though. We need to rewind. I kind of like
I don't know what song that was.
Good morning, Rockland County.
And Bergen and Orange and,
Bergen.
Westchester and,
Hey,
and
guys.
Ocean City and
Welcome to the bigger picture.
oh,
It
welcome
seems
to
like
the bigger
forever.
picture. It is forever.
Jeez, it's been
It's
couple
3
weeks.
Well, I guess it's 3 weeks, right?
been 3 weeks since our last show, and Risa got back yesterday from California.
I have been gone for 16 days.
My
which
wing
is-
woman has been gone too long.
I need my bonefish fixed.
Yes.
Yeah, I went to California shortly after our last show. It was a double visit. My daughter moved out to California to go to school and go to work. And my dearest friend, my oldest friend from the time we were 3, Amy, lives out there as well in Woodland Hills. So her son was being bar mitzvahed, but it was a week after this spring break thing. So my daughter was like, "You gotta go. You gotta stay with me. Stay with me."
Yeah, I'll go to California for 2 weeks.
So
No problem.
yeah, so I said yeah. And since she was putting me up in her bed, I figured the price was right, and so I went out and I spent 16 days away from home.
I felt every single day.
I
did.
I missed all you guys.
Our
I mean,
sponsors were coming in to Bonefish saying, "You doing all right, Kyra? You miss Risa?" Yeah, I know. Counting the days until she comes back.
and we had no off week show, and
No,
yeah.
but we've got a lot of stuff going on, and it's actually kind of a great time to announce a ton of events that are coming up in the community, and we have a fantastic, fun guest today. We have
We do.
Seth Cantor from the Rockland County Boulders.
Welcome, Seth.
Thank you for
Yeah.
having me.
Thank you for
Thank
coming.
you for coming in. I just want to remind everybody that we are YouTubing it.
Yeah, go to our
And
YouTube
you
channel.
can see how,
You can
how
see how-
tired I am from my jet lag and getting in at 8 and going to bed at 11:30 and pretending that the 3-hour difference does not affect me
You're a
whatsoever.
trooper,
I got
you
up
got
at 6. I got on the radio. I got on the treadmill and the radio with Ocean City and here with Steve and Meredith.
Jordan.
Oh, I'm still making that mistake, Jordan.
That's okay, Meredith. We just that's our way of letting you know that we think about you.
And actually, Jordan, I'm sure she's still in the house, but Jordan, sign me up. I'll be fat WRCR. Jordan's is going to do a weight loss thing where you can call in and you can have handles if you don't want to admit whether you're participating or not. But I will admit that I have
Stop.
vacation pounds I need to shed. So, so I'll be fat WRCR. Chubby
goodness.
WRCR will be my handle. But do we want to thank our sponsors?
Of course.
Who
Definitely.
are they? I don't remember.
No. We have some fantastic sponsors. So we're going to have to shout out Kevin Hardy.
Kevin Hardy.
Hey, Kevin. I know he's listening.
Who took me to the airport.
Get out of town.
He did.
Well,
He
how
took me and
convenient to
Sammy
have
to
a
the
buddy who's in the
airport.
transportation
Yes,
industry.
it was very convenient. We got there on time, as they say. Yes, so
Kevin is with KLS Transportation, providing all of your transportation needs. He's also a pillar of our community and is very active in the New City Rotary Club, amongst
other
a million other
things,
things.
right,
We
right.
also have Dr. Mike Kosolovo, and he's with New City Chiropractic, and I got to hang out with Dr. Mike on Sunday. Him and I had a team for Keep Rockland Beautiful.
I saw
I'm
the
wearing
pictures.
my
I
t-shirt.
couldn't go.
It's like
Dr.
a
Mike's
super
new
extra
t-shirt.
duper large t-shirt.
It's your
But
dress.
It's my dress. I wanted to represent today. And he's got such a his office is such a family. And anybody out there looking for chiropractic care, I wouldn't even question. I would reach out and stop right at Dr. Mike's office.
So just to tie that into my trip, so I go out to California, and it's day 2, and I wake up in my daughter's room, and my eye is swollen shut.
That's right.
And I can't move because the blow-up mattress that I've been forced to sleep on for the first week anyway has completely deflated, and my hips are just into the hard floor, and I could not move. So day 2, I am at urgent care in California, in Laguna, and I've got
I bet it was a fabulous, beautiful urgent care, though.
It was beautiful.
How was the
It was
Laguna urgent
beautiful.
care?
Laguna was beautiful. But I go into the doctor, who was very funny, and he comes in, he goes, "Oh my God, look at your eye, what happened to you?"
Thanks a lot. Is it that noticeable?
It was bad. So he gave me eye ointment, which wasn't covered under health care.
Okay.
So it, for a tube that was, like
4
nothing,
drops worth?
right,
Yeah.
was $175 for that. So, and then I said, "Listen, I need a twofer." I said, "My hip is killing me." I said, "What do I do?" And he said, "I had that problem." I said, "What'd you do?" He said, "I had both hips replaced." I said, "Well, that's not good. I'm not doing that." And he said, "Do you have a good chiropractor?" And I said, "I actually do." So the entire time I was being told, "You need to go to a chiropractor." And I said, "Well, I have one, but he's back in New York." So that's Dr. Mike.
You gotta
That's
go
my
see
that's my
him
full
soon,
circle
then.
all the way back to Dr. Mike.
Dr. Mike, make an appointment.
That's
Quick,
right.
fast.
Well, save a spot for me today. And we have Burbrower and Beldock, Hudson Valley's premier personal injury medical malpractice law firms. I miss Jeff. Jeff,
I
we'll
haven't
have to
seen
see
him in
you.
a while.
Oh, I'll see him tomorrow morning, actually. But if you have been in an accident or have any kind of problem with a personal injury or medical malpractice, not with Dr. Mike, but with anybody else.
No, Dr. Mike will help you recover.
Right.
And
you
Jeff
can call them.
Jeff will protect you.
And Steve Beldock will be our guest in May,
Yeah.
which is going to be exciting. So we'll learn more about them and what they do for the community. And then we cover Dr. Mike. And then what's going on at Bonefish? I miss my Bonefish crew.
You must
and
be
having
having some
my
withdrawals.
my drinks and my wine and my fish. What's going on over there?
Everything is great at Bonefish. We have a ton of new specials, and they are flying out the door. We cannot keep enough Norwegian salmon on stock because we are
I'm in
topping
today.
it with bacon jam.
Oh,
It is
bacon jam?
so delicious. Yes.
Bacon jam.
Yes. And
Okay.
all all my buddies, Max down at Sea Caucus and Joe and Paramus, people are loving this Norwegian salmon. with
How do you
bacon jam.
make bacon jam?
It is an art form. We can't tell all of our secrets on air, but if you come into Bonefish and have it, then I might share some,
All right, I'm in-
some additional details.
I'm
of
in
the
for
recipe.
lunch, I think. I'm in for lunch.
Yeah, well, we also have, so far, people are already calling for Mother's Day reservations, which is really smart. And anybody who's planning on taking mom out to eat and having a special day, special occasions is what we're known for at Bonefish.
And are people coming in and getting their magnets? Their
They
bigger picture
are.
magnets?
We have gotten fan mail at the restaurant, which we are going to start, writing and blogging about more on our Facebook
Yes,
page.
we will, now that I've back.
And just really flattering letters, long, detailed letters from people who
Nice.
have written about the show. And yes, people are asking about the magnets. My entire staff is rocking their big pick magnets on their cars.
So
and
if people don't know about this, you can get your magnets. We've made up really cute bigger picture magnets, which can go on your car.
Yeah.
And you can pick them up at Bonefish Grill or at Dr. Mike's,
Yeah.
New City Chiropractic on Route 304. And then you put them on your car. And then we've equipped our team, so our team being Kyra and me and Jeff from Burbrower and Beldock and Kevin from KLS and Dr. Mike, with prize patrol envelopes.
don't worry, Seth, we're going to put one on your car before
Well,
we
yeah.
leave.
And Steve, I know you have one on your car. I heard that earlier. And we're going to jump out and surprise people and give them prizes.
Yeah, and some of our prizes include, but not limited to, some tickets to Boulders games.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
And what else are the other prizes?
We're going to win some appetizers to Bonefish, to Outback. we've got a couple of neighbors that are really catching on in the shops in Nanuet that have come to me personally and said, hey, I would love to donate.
Cool.
A relationship with multiple people in the shops. That are
Well,
just like, we want to
if
give.
people want to get in on this and donate things to be given away, we will mention it. And actually,
Definitely.
while I was in, I just keep tying everything back to my trip, but while I was in, right off Rodeo Drive with my daughter,
Must
we
be
didn't
nice,
buy anything.
Teresa.
We didn't buy anything. There was a Fleming's. And isn't
Really?
Fleming's part of
Yeah.
your
Fleming's is our prime
Blooming
steakhouse.
Brands,
Yes, it's one of our sister companies, and it's fantastic.
We
They
need
have
a-
one
we
in
need a trip
Edgewater.
down there.
We'll go.
Okay.
Definitely.
Oh, and our off-week show, is that going to be our fish fillet?
We should. We need to get on that.
You're going to fillet some fish and teach the
I'll do
sponsors
a
how to
fish
do that.
filleting demo for you
Okay.
guys and get you involved in
Because
it.
I'm clueless.
Let's
with
do
that.
it.
All right. All right, so that's our sponsors and our magnets. And, GMG PR, that's me. I got to remember I'm still in business. No, I want to thank all my clients who were so great while I was away.
Yeah, you were juggling work and
I was.
travel
I did do
and-
some work, and I did hang out with friends and do some work as well. So it was a nice combination of the two, and I was able to really focus on certain things, but also get a break. So that was nice.
good.
Yeah.
You deserved it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, I will let you introduce Seth.
Yeah. Well, good morning to Seth, and welcome to the Bigger Picture.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. And Kyra, I want to tell you, my wife and I live down in Fairlawn, New Jersey, which is in Bergen County. And we went into the Paramus restaurant, and Joe's great, fantastic operation there. And I had the best lamb chops that I've had in a very long time. I'll tell you this, my wife gives me a hard time because every time we go out to eat, she gets something different. She loves seafood. I'm more of a carnivore.
Okay.
So I saw the lamb chops. They look terrific. And I'm telling you, they were the best lamb chops I've ever had.
Ooh.
That is awesome.
So-
We actually
Exciting.
introduced those to the menu not that long ago. We started them on just as an appetizer and then created this dinner out of it, and it is very popular. I'm so glad that you went down there and said hi and had a great dinner.
Absolutely. 5 minutes from where I live, and that was our go-to spot for the night. So
that's
Awesome. That's so good. Good to hear.
I just want to say, Seth, you have a fantastic radio voice.
thank you. I like to tell folks I have a great face for radio. As everybody around here knows. For some reason, they put me on TV with the Boulders, but thank you very much. I
Yeah, that's
appreciate
a
it.
great
Seth is a
radio
trained
voice.
professional. He actually has a huge repertoire of radio in his
Oh,
in
okay.
his resume. So
all right.
it's nice to have someone with so much caliber on our little radio show.
So tell people what you do, Seth, for the Boulders.
Sure. I'm the assistant general manager for the team, and it gives me a lot of pride to work with the organization because I grew up in North Rockland, which is 5 minutes from here. Now, I crossed enemy lines, and I married a girl from Suffern. She reminds me of that all the time. But I grew up in North Rockland. I started out at Fields Elementary School, went to Haverstraw Middle School, which is now Haverstraw Elementary, then ultimately North Rockland. So the fact that I can represent this team and have an impact in this community, which I know so well and love, I've been here for more than 20 years. For me, it means a lot, being able to be with an organization where you can have a direct impact on what goes on a day-to-day basis. But I do a few things. You know, there's no job description in minor league baseball. People ask me what I do. Now, the assistant general manager, and I'm in charge of corporate partnerships or overseeing corporate partnerships. And, you know, we have nearly 100 businesses, local, regional, even national folks that look at Provident Bank Park as a way to tell their story to our fans, not only in Rockland County, but Bergen County and Orange County. But at the same time, I get to do what I love, and I'm the broadcaster for the team as well. I realized at a very young age that my Little League career wouldn't last very long. I had to retire at 13 from the Haverstraw Little League over at Bowline Point Park with one career home run. So I needed a plan B, and I decided that sports would be the way for me to go. So for me, it's the perfect match.
Fun. So you played baseball when you were younger, but you don't get out on the field and give pointers and tips. And
No. You know, it's interesting. In minor league baseball, you know, when you're in management, as the assistant general manager thing, people say, well, you know, you have an impact on player decisions. At this level, it's really the manager, our manager, Jamie Keefe, that makes those calls. And, you know, when you're in management, at this level, it's more about the business operation, sponsorships, expenses, costs, things we need around the ballpark. And, you know, that's more of what I do than anything else. And my boss, the general manager, Sean Riley, and the team president, Ken Lader. So I really don't have much impact on player decisions. That's more our manager at this level.
So pardon my ignorance, but did the Boulders exist before this park existed?
No.
Okay.
The Boulders came into existence back in 2011. We're going into our 6th year here at Provident Bank Park, and It's interesting, and we do these fan surveys every single year, and 70% of our fans, I can't believe this, but 70% of our fans always tell us they don't care whether or not the team wins or loses. To me, that's unbelievable because we're so close to New York City, and you have a lot of Yankee fans and Met fans that come to our games, and this is a very smart fan base. So, each and every year, we've had to do a lot of different things to engage our fans and innovate and have some fun promotions, and I'm sure we'll talk about that today, not to mention the community goodwill, which is a very important part of what we do at the ballpark as well.
Very cool. And so how did you get involved? What did you do before this, or how did you get involved?
How did I get involved? Well, persistence more than anything else. I started out way back at the NBA, then I worked at MTV, but I decided that I wanted to be more on the administrative side of things. So I worked at CBS Radio in sales for 4 years, and I remember reading on the train one day about a baseball team that was coming to Rockland County. So I emailed my prospective boss at the time, Sean. I actually went to the team's website, which looked a little different then than it does now, obviously, but I found a live contact because my fear was that if I wrote to info@rocklandboulders.com, it would never get read. So I went to the sponsorship page because I knew the team was looking to get some corporate partners, and I emailed Sean. It was a 6-paragraph email, and about 3 months later, at about 7 or 8 different email exchanges, I finally got the job, and I've been here since.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
I mean, I've been to a few of the games here. I've only been to one professional game, one Mets game, but I've been to a few of the games here, and everybody I know who comes absolutely loves it. I mean, it's just a fun. I think that's why nobody cares whether they win or lose, because you come and you're here with friends, and sometimes it's for a corporate event, and sometimes it's just to hang out, or it's a sponsorship thing. I think we still have tickets for Cynthia Branca's pajama program.
Yeah.
But everybody seems to have a good time when they're here.
It's interesting because I've been in Rockland now for a number of years, and I see friends at the ballpark that I haven't seen since high school, back in the late 90s. So I think it's a gathering place for a lot of people in the community. It rekindles friendships, and it brings everybody together. But in terms of what we do on a season-long basis, it's almost as if every single game has a theme, whether it's a goodwill theme, a humanitarian theme, an entertainment type of theme. I mean, let's start off with our Star Wars night last year. That was one of our most successful games. The team wore these Yoda-themed jerseys, and we're doing it again this year. The jersey's going to look slightly different, but after the game, those jerseys were auctioned off to our fans, and the proceeds went to a children's hospital, Maria Ferreri Children's Hospital.
Cool.
That's great.
Over in Westchester, and that was a big hit, so we're doing that again this year. Pink in the Park is a big one. We've done that for the last several years, and the proceeds go to the Center for Breast Health from Good Samaritan Hospital, and the team wears these pink jerseys. Same thing. We auction the jerseys off after the game as well, and we have the nightly 50-50, but I also want to mention Joe Allen at Active International in Cairo. I know you know Joe very well.
Yeah.
Greece, I know you know Joe too. Joe has been a believer in this team since the shovels were in the ground at the ballpark. And for the last 6 years, we've had the Active International Rockland Boulders Charity Challenge, where nonprofits, primarily in Rockland County, but perhaps Bergen County too, just locally based organizations can use Boulders assets as a way of fundraising, and they're recognized on the field. But that's been a big aspect of how we've been able to bring the community together, the charity challenge, and I have to give Joe Allen a lot of credit for that.
So before we go more into the sort of philanthropic efforts, Steve, do you want to play our spot, and then we will come back? Are you ready for that? All right. I just didn't want to use up all of
No, I got plenty more.
Philanthropy.
No, that's fine. I got so
we
much
were-
more I can talk about.
Okay. All right. So what else? You want to go into more of?
We could talk about the promotions, and I can delve back in, or we could go back. You know what? Since we talked about the charitable efforts, why don't I start with that?
You want to start with the charity challenge and going into the
Yeah.
details more of the charity challenge?
Let's do that.
Okay.
Start
And
with
then
that.
I can go into
Okay.
High Tour and then Military Appreciation Night and the ticket fundraising and things like that. Yeah.
Perfect.
You could take the lead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. We're here with Seth Cantor from the Rockland County Boulders, and before we left to go onto our little commercial break, one of the most awesome things that I think that goes on at the Boulders Stadium, and a lot of other people in the community do, is this charity challenge that they have and that they run yearly. And Seth, I would love for you to talk to us a little bit more and talk to the listeners a little bit more about that effort and who's behind it and who's involved in it.
Sure. Well, I mentioned Joe Allen from Active International, and this was a way for Joe to bring the community together along with our team president, Ken Lader, and our Executive Vice President and General Manager Sean Riley. So this started back in 2011, and the program has evolved. I mean, it's come to the point where charitable groups circle the application date on their calendar every single year. But what they do is they use Boulders tickets as a way to fundraise. And what we're doing this year, we're adding a new wrinkle. We do the nightly 50-50 at Provident Bank Park, and we've incorporated the 50-50 into the charity challenge as well. So there are a number of different ways for local groups to use Boulders assets to fundraise. They can have a marketing table at the ballpark on the night of when we recognize them. But you know, there are a lot of organizations. The ones that are involved this year, I'll just read them very quickly. The High Tour Animal Care Center, Heroes and Cool Kids. That's actually an organization that was started by former New York Jet Bruce Harper.
Yep. Very
friendly guy. Homemades of Rockland, Keep Rockland Beautiful, Meals on Wheels, the American Heart Association, Children of Promise Stable, Make-A-Wish, Joaneo, United Women of Rockland, the American Cancer Society, Volunteer Counseling Services, and of course, People to People. So you get the sense of what we try to do with the Charity Challenge. We want to make sure that there are a number of locally based organizations that have an opportunity to benefit from the resources that the ballpark has to offer. And we feel very good about the selection. This is one of the best groups we've had.
Yeah, that the launch of the campaign for this year, you know, I had a pleasure of being at, and that is a really active group of leadership in the community that do a lot, and you know, a lot of good energy in that room that day.
Absolutely. You know, being part of the fabric of the community is very important. As I mentioned, you know, I'm from here, and for me, there's a lot of pride in making sure that the team is heavily involved in the community, and I have to give my bosses credit once again, Ken and Sean, for making sure that that's at the forefront of our mission statement every year. We also have our nonprofit entity, Boulders Benefits. That's a 501c3 that we've had for a number of years, and that's administered by the wonderful folks at the Rockland Community Foundation as well. So there are a lot of different layers to what we do in the community.
Has philanthropy always been a part of the Boulders fabric as far as getting their name out in the community and being this centrally located place where a lot of families gather? Has that always been something that has been important to the Boulders?
From day one, Kyra, absolutely. As I mentioned before, this is a ballpark that brings people together, and I think what it does so well is it brings the nonprofit world together too. You know, there's so many nonprofit organizations in Rockland County.
Tons.
Each has their own story to tell, and why not use a great resource like this to help them tell that story?
Yeah. I think that one of the nicest things about the Boulders Stadium too is it's a great place for families. I mean, how convenient and easy is it for you to have a date night at the Boulders Stadium, drink some bottom 9 beer, and
let the kids
let
whack
the kids
away.
go right on the nice playground that they have set up. I mean, this really is a gathering place, like you said, and it shows. And I know firsthand a lot of the talk and conversation. People are getting excited about opening day.
Oh yeah, they're asking for their season tickets, and don't worry, they'll be here soon. I promise you that.
And when is opening day?
Opening day is May 19th, but we also play an exhibition game against the New York Police Department every year, and that's a free game for our fans. And that is going to be Saturday, May 14th. But just before that, there's always something happening at the ballpark. We have our annual craft beer festival, and we've done that every single year, and we're going to have that again this year. And you can buy tickets for that at rocklandboulders.com. But if you come to that, then you get a free ticket for the game that night. But a new addition this year, we're actually going to open the ballpark just a bit earlier than we normally do. Army, West Point, their baseball team is going to play a game against the University of Hartford. That's going to be on Mother's Day this year as well.
That is cool. What time is that game at on Mother's Day?
That's going to be at 2 o'clock on Mother's Day here at the ballpark. So we're getting going very soon.
Nice. Hopefully this weather holds out. No more snow, guys.
Yeah,
Can't even take it anymore.
Fingers crossed.
Really?
Fingers crossed.
I did miss some of that, which I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
And as I understand it, we will have a table, a Bonefish bigger picture table.
Yeah, we have. Well, Bonefish is one of the sponsors for the Boulders this year, and we have some table dates as well. We definitely have got to do a bigger picture table date. Have to. We have buddies down in Ocean City, Maryland, with Ocean 98. And they're going to be coming up. We have this relationship with this radio station down in Ocean City. And they've become really good friends. And they have this great big show down in Ocean City. And they're going to be coming up to visit us. And they're going to be coming up to visit us around the time of the street fair and, you know, thinking about all the fun things to do in Rockland. And it's just an obvious decision to bring them to the ballpark.
Sure.
We
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah, I think Steve, they're doing a game with you guys, right? We're gonna all be at a game when they come up, June
So fun.
4th or something like that.
Early June.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do. Yeah, they're excited about coming up. Although we still have to do our Thelma and Louise trip down there.
Yes. And we
Yes.
have to make sure we return.
And driving off into the ocean or wherever. They are literally right on the ocean. They're
I know.
Literally
When they
right on the
broadcast, they
ocean.
take their camera and they go whoop, and then
Yeah.
it's the beautiful ocean.
They jump into the Marlas actually jumped into the water there. Maybe it wasn't
What?
Marla, but they went in when it was all frozen, and they literally ran out. So we could run out to the ball field and I don't know, hit some
Don't get
balls or
nervous.
something.
No, I'm not nervous. I think it's fun. That's minor league baseball. That's fine by me. You're welcome anytime.
Do are most of the players, are they local or are they from all over?
They're from all over the country, so we're independent. We're not connected with a major league team. But if you've been to an affiliated game, when I say affiliated, a team that's connected with a major league club, our talent level is very similar to AA. So these are quality ball players. And we've actually had 8 players that have been signed by major league organizations, farm clubs of major league teams. And we have our first 2 that I would say have the most legitimate shot in the young history of this organization. One is by the name of Stephen Cardullo. He's with the AAA club in the Colorado Rockies organization now, so he's got a shot to go to the major leagues. And Joe Maloney was a terrific player for us. He was actually the independent player of the year. You have a few independent leagues across the country. And he was voted as the best player across the country in the independent leagues. He's in the AA system, or AA club with the Twins right now. So this is legitimate, professional, competitive baseball, and the talent level here is very, very high.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you guys are a championship team. Like, you know,
Yeah, a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
2014, the team won a championship. And
let's do it again this year.
sounds good to me. The team, it's interesting. I mean, so they won back in 2014, and last year they set all sorts of offensive records. I've never seen a team hit like this. It was really fun to watch. The Boulders were beating teams last year, 14-2 and 15-7. Some of these scores resemble football scores, but when you get to the playoffs, good pitching tends to beat good hitting, and we won a team that won 29 out of 31 games down the stretch, and they pitched very, very well. But it was a terrific regular season around the ballpark, and for me, it's great to have a competitive product on the field just because it adds to the nightly experience at the ballpark. And last season was a very fun season too.
You know, Dr. Mike treats one of the players.
He told me that.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are the degrees of separation in Rockland County? 2?
Yeah, if that. Well, yeah.
1.5? No, he did mention that to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, again, I'm not a huge baseball person.
That's okay.
We're
Not
gonna
that I'm not
We're
a
asking
fan.
okay, we
I'm
can
just
make
not
you one.
knowledgeable.
These are
So,
very good open-ended
are
questions.
the-
They're doing very well.
What are the age range of the players? Are they young? Are they very young? Or
From
are they-
just out of college until their late 20s, primarily, I would say.
All right, and then the aches and pains start to kick in. Is
Sure.
that?
Yeah. Hey, but we have a terrific training staff. We have a fantastic trainer. Her name is Lori Graham. She's over at St. Thomas Aquinas College. But we're very, very fortunate. We have the Yankees team physician, Dr. Christopher Ahmad. He's our team physician, part of New York
Very
Presbyterian Hospital. He's under the umbrella of Columbia Doctors Orthopedics. So we have a mixture of folks in the ballpark, everything from the local jewelry shop like Clarkstown Coin and Nanuet to the Duke of Oil in New City, all the way to powerful brands like New York Presbyterian Hospital, Columbia Orthopedics, Verizon, Budweiser, Coke. So we're very fortunate to have a gentleman like that treating our players.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
That's
Very
awesome.
So we will take call-ins if anybody wants to
Yeah,
call
if anybody wants to
in.
call,
you
if you have any questions
for
for-
us,
Yeah.
or
Feel
for
free to
Seth.
ring us.
While we are talking about sort of what's going on in the county and stuff, we do have, you had mentioned the street fair. So the Nanuet Street Fair is June 5th, and
Yeah.
it's run by the Nanuet Chamber of Commerce, but this year it is the Nanuet Chamber of Commerce and Verizon sponsor the 2016 Nanuet Street Fair. So our booths are going very quickly. So if
Yes.
people are going to want to to be there and to participate,
What was the attendance last year? It was like...
it was 15,000 people last year,
And it was
our
only a second year.
Yeah, so it's gonna, and we sell out every year. We turn away 10 to 15 vendors every year. So if you are interested in having a booth, you need to get there early. And there will be a bonefish bigger picture Ocean City RCR booth.
Yeah, and the buddies,
We're taking
my
up
buddies
a
at
whole
Outback,
corner.
we're going to have a food truck this year to
Outback,
make it
yep.
a lot easier to make that bang bang shrimp.
Yeah,
Gosh, we
we're
made
going to be
so
giving
much
away bang bang
I
shrimp.
love
Last
that
year
bang
that-
bang shrimp.
At that street fair, yeah, well, we'll have plenty of it.
And I think the Boulder Bird is coming.
Yeah, we'll have some presence there. Definitely, it's a big community event, and we always want to be a part of those types of things. So absolutely.
Cool, very cool. So you can go to nanuetchamber.com if you are interested in more information about that or participating in that. And we have all kinds of vendors. So we have everything from people selling jewelry and clothing, candles, and then we also have local businesses, and it's really a nice
There's a
wide
lot of
variety.
fun things for kids
Now,
too. Bring
yes.
a family.
Now, very good point. So I want to give a big shout out to Valerie Maldo, who is our new Clarkstown Town Councilwoman, who has been working with me on putting together the family games. So we had a little wrinkle, which we have, thanks to Valerie, has worked out. And Kim Tran, who actually helped me found the Nanuet Chamber of Commerce 5 years ago, is also going to be on that committee. And we are so excited. We are going to have family games where you're going to compete against Ed Day, and I know you're out there listening, and George Homan and Valerie and who else? I'm missing all the other councilmen, but
This is going to be fun.
Frank, and yeah, so it's really going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to do ring toss and beanbag toss, and we're going to do three-legged races and potato sack races. And we are hoping to wrap it all around with a the Girl Scouts are going to help out, and we may do it for a charity. But we are so excited, and it will really add something special to the street fair. We try not to do ours every twice a year because we want to do it big and special and do it really unique. So yeah, so
And
we're
that
gonna have
game,
that.
the game idea had come from you, Risa, and this has taken, and for our listeners, this has taken months to figure out how we're going to pull this part of the street fair this year off.
Yeah,
and so that's
it's-
a huge testimony to you
Well,
because
and my thanks again.
you
to
didn't
Val.
give up on that one, and
Yeah, no,
definitely.
it's because it harkens back to me. You're from North Rockland. In Nanuet, every year we had the Memorial Day Parade, and we went from the Nanuet Mall, and we would, or from Corvette Shopping Center, for those who are, I'm really dating myself, and we would march down Middletown Road.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would end up at the high school, and we would have a ceremony, and then the PTA, I'm assuming, ran this whole thing in the back, and it was the goldfish, where you won the goldfish for the ping pong in the bowl, and they had all kinds of games run by the parents, and I remember that so fondly, and so do so many other people. So it's my effort to sort of recreate that family atmosphere and family theme. So I'm really, really excited about that. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
it's going to be a blast.
And then we also have a health fair coming up, though, for the Nanuet Chamber, which is what day? Do we remember?
That is on April 19th. at
April.
6
Is it? Okay.
Annual Health Fair. Yep, April 19th at
All right.
6 o'clock p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at the Passaic Community Center.
Or the PASCAC.
PASCAC. Sorry. Thank you, Risa. This is an annual event.
Yeah, and so well received by the community, and it's a free event, so anybody can come, and we're going to have demonstrations and things that people can participate in, and
A
it's
variety of vendors all relating and pertaining to health.
everything from skincare to chiropractic to everything. So it's really quite a nice event, and there'll be freebies and goodies and giveaways. There are still tables available. I think we've got 40 vendors, which is really
That's a lot.
kind of amazing.
Yeah.
But there is still a little bit more space. So if someone's interested, you again can go to nanuetchamber.com and download those forms.
Speaking of chamber events, the art walk was last
I
weekend.
missed that.
And I have to shout out everybody at the chamber that, really made that happen, because we had a huge poster at the Bonefish Grill of local children's artwork.
Right.
And so many people that came to the restaurant stopped, looked at it, and, they had their big event, their final, judging,
Yep.
and that
At
was
the
last
shops,
week.
yeah.
And, it was just, they had a really great turnout, and it's something that's really catching on, and I really love it when the community pulls together and, showcases kids.
That's Linda Stanker. Linda's on our board, and she heads that up, and she worked so hard to put that together. And
It showed. It really
it's
did.
such a nice event. All the kids submit their artwork. We work with the art teachers at the Nanuet School District, and the shops has been so gracious in helping us and providing us that space.
Yeah.
And it's really such a nice community event. You
Yeah.
know, the kids enjoy it. I think George was there or Valerie was there.
Yeah,
and-
the whole crew was
I
there.
missed it this year.
I got
yeah.
to see them because I was at work, but they all came into Bonefish for
Oh, good.
Bang Bang Shrimp after.
Yeah, that is really a nice event. And then Linda heads up. We also give a scholarship out through the chamber.
Yeah.
And Linda heads that up as well. So, what other events do we have coming up?
So I found out about an event actually called Run for Retta, and it is founded by Jean Capiello from Cookie Tray in Nanuet.
Uh-huh.
She's a member of the Nanuet Chamber
Yes,
of
she
Commerce.
is.
She came by this weekend to visit, and it's actually a run that supports and raises money for the Breast Cancer Center at Nyack Hospital, and it's going to be a variety of runs, and that's going to be on May 1st. And it's what I like about this is that you could. I've always wanted to do a run, but I've always been intimidated to do something of a long distance because I would hate to say that I wouldn't commit to something, especially for charity, but then to be the one that flakes out and can't complete the run.
I can't
So
do
as
it.
soon as I saw on her flyer that it was a series of 1 mile runs, light bulb. And it said walk run. I was like, we can
Yeah,
do this.
yeah.
When I talked to my staff about doing it, because there is an option to do a kind of a
Team?
color run. Yeah,
Oh,
the
okay,
theme.
color run?
Yeah, and as soon as we started putting ideas together with, pink tutus and some pink Bonefish Grill tank
Yeah.
tops, I've got like a whole team formed already to do this.
Fun.
To do this run for breast cancer, and
You know,
So-
there's one in Long Island, and I think it's called something like the Princess Run, and it's
So
But it's a
funny.
half marathon, and then halfway through that,
Uh-huh.
you get champagne, and then when you finish, you get a tiara. And I'm like,
Perfect.
yes,
we need to do a run like that in Rockland.
we need a tiara run. Yeah, we do.
Absolutely. Okay, that'll be 2017.
That'll motivate me.
Yeah, but they even have for the Run for Retta a kitty fun run, the Pink Diva costume run. That's the one that we're going to do with
And
Bonefish.
I think there's more information at nanuetchamber.com too,
Yeah.
because we're involved with that as
Yeah.
well. So
that's going on. And then Dr. Mike Kosalova, he is doing a seminar, Keeping Your Back Safe While Gardening. And that's going to be tomorrow night at the United Methodist Church on Congress Road in New City. So tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. So Clarkstown Garden Club, if you are interested in learning how to take care of your back while you're gardening, go check it out.
excellent.
I got a couple that I can contribute.
Let's
Go
do
ahead,
it.
Is that
go.
okay?
Bring it on,
Go.
Seth.
All right, so on Thursday night, I'll be emceeing. The Boulders are actually being honored, and they're giving me the honor of emceeing the Association for the Visually Impaired. They're going to have their recognition dinner. That's going to be at the View in Piermont, 6 o'clock. And then I'm also on the Boy Scout Dinner Committee, the Rockland County Boy Scout Dinner Committee, and they're going to be having their event on Thursday, June 9th, over at the Nyack Seaport, too. So,
You've been involved with the Boy
Nice,
Scouts for a
nice.
long time.
well, I tried being a Boy Scout for a day. And what happened was it was actually over in Bergen County somewhere, right near Ramapo College, and we slept in a lean-to, which is covered on 3 sides, but all but one, and then my boots froze, and I gave up being a Boy Scout.
It was
after-
just all it took was one day.
after one day. But we have the Boy Scout sleepover at the ballpark every single year.
That's
We're doing
fun.
It's in early
That's
June
really
this
fun.
year. Oh, it's great. We have nearly 1,000 scouts that sleep over on the field. So we have a Boy Scout
Fun.
sleepover and a Girl Scout sleepover at the ballpark too.
Fun. I remember sleeping with my daughter, her troop, somewhere in the Hayden Planetarium or something. Oh, it was so
Fun.
much fun. All right, before we wrap up, I think we have 2 minutes. Oh, no, we go to 11?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got plenty of time. We got plenty of time.
Seth,
all right.
what about some of the events that are going on that are non-baseball at the stadium? Because I mean, there's a lot of fun events too
Sure.
beyond baseball, even in your off season. Is there anything that we should know about, or things that are coming up?
Sure. Well, the town of Ramapo, they have their concert series. That's coming up over the course of the summer as well. They have some great shows lined up, and a lot of the charitable organizations in Rockland County, including the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, they're going to have their Light the Night Walk at the ballpark once again. And the Alzheimer's Association, they have their walk at the ballpark every year too. And the JDRF, they have their walk at the stadium as well. So there's a lot going on in terms of that. We're also going to have live professional wrestling on the field at the ballpark this year. It's going to be separate from the Boulders.
So fun. We talked
think-
about that last
I
year.
think Bulldog's into that.
This is going to be
Motion
great. It's
City.
on July 30th. It's a Boulders sanctioned event, but it's aside from the Boulders game, so we're going to have live professional wrestling with some great names. Kyra, I don't know if you followed wrestling growing up, but
No,
if you
but-
didn't, I'm going to give you some great names. Ric Flair, that was a very popular wrestler. And
Can we
then
get tickets for Joe Cruz in Paramus?
Wrestling
please?
guy?
He.
We'll
This
figure
is
it
like
out.
his thing. We have to make sure that he gets tickets,
So
but
you-
we definitely want to go too because I
Do
gotta
we?
check this out. Yes, I want to see. I gotta see this in action.
That'll be a fun night. But at the ballpark this year, I just wanted to touch on a couple of other things. This is a big deal, especially throughout the Can-Am League. The Cuban national baseball team is playing every Can-Am League team this year, and they're coming here to Provident Bank Park, and they're going to be here June 24th through the 26th. And this is a big deal because the Cuban national team has put a lot of major league, I've had a lot of guys on the Cuban national team that have been on major league clubs like Orlando Hernandez, El Duque Orlando Hernandez. He's actually going to be joining us at the ballpark on that Friday night, June 24th. And Yoenis Cespedes, a big-time player for the Mets, he was part of the Cuban national team as well. And we expect a lot of regional and hopefully some national press out of this. So that's going to be a very,
I've
very
read
big
national
weekend.
press about this before this conversation. I have articles about the Cuban team
It's a big deal.
in
He is-
affiliation with the Boulders and their visit.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
ESPN
Yeah.
Deportes, they're going to carry the first game. The 3 games are also going to be on ESPN3 in addition to WRCR. So this is a very big deal for us, and we're very excited about it. It's just another way for the Boulders to hopefully get some national, perhaps international presence. We're excited.
That is
Yeah.
cool.
it's a great celebration for.
I just want to
baseball,
give out
too.
the phone number if anybody wants to call in. It's 845-362-0013, and you can call in and ask us questions or speak with Seth. And also, is there something the Shikiko Island team?
Yeah, we started this last year. There's a Japanese team, an independent team of Japanese All-Stars. And they came to the States last year. It's interesting. They play. Now, they have a similar season to us, but June is their rainiest month of the year. So the idea was devised that they should come over and play the Can-Am League teams because the talent level is very similar. So they're coming back to the ballpark this year. And we actually call it the International Series, and they're going to be here June 17th through the 19th. So once again, it's just another way for us to engage our fans. So on back-to-back weekends, you have an independent team of Japanese All-Stars and then the Cuban national team. So that should be a dynamite
Fun.
June for us here at the ballpark.
And all the games are on WRCR.
They are, yeah. All the home games are, and select road games are. And I have to give Kerry Potter a great deal of credit because she runs point here at WRCR and Kyra before we run out of time. I just want to thank you for being a corporate partner of the team. I love Kyra's enthusiasm. She wants to be at the ballpark and find different ways to contribute and be involved in the charity challenge with us. And we love having our corporate partners who are totally engaged like Kyra is, and we certainly appreciate that. So thank you.
You're so welcome.
Absolutely, it's our
You
pleasure.
are so involved now. You're like the new Miss Rockland.
Well, I have to say that, I am not, I don't reside in Rockland. And I am so impressed with the community service in Rockland and the relationships that I have in Rockland County. Having a business in Rockland County, there's no other place that I would rather be or run a Bonefish than Rockland County. And so much of that's added value to what I do with Bonefish, which means so much to me, is the ability to make great relationships, great friendships, and do some real work that makes a difference.
It is so grassroots here.
It
And
is. I love
everybody knows each other, and it's really quite nice. There's a lot of good work that goes on, and partnerships that go on, and it really is a great place.
Even this last Sunday, we only spent, me and Dr. Mike Kosalova's office, for Keep Rockland Beautiful, we spent, 2 hours picking up trash on a road in New City, and 2 hours went by really fast. I had closed the restaurant the night before, got up early, had a staff meeting before. What a valuable day. In those 2 hours of just picking up trash with a couple people on my team and just the side conversations that we had and how good we felt about those 2 hours and the work that we did, you can't even put a price on that, but that's the quality and value behind the people that are, leading this community. People like yourself. So thank you for letting me be so involved, even though I don't reside in Rockland, but I sure do enjoy having a business.
We won't tell anybody that.
I have a business in Rockland, so, and
Full disclosure.
I appreciate it all very much. So thanks.
So let's remind people that I don't think we're giving out prizes on the air today because
You got to
because
keep
we
an
got
eye on our
backed up.
Facebook, but we've got some really good ones.
We do have some good ones. So we're going to actually announce this week's winners on our Facebook page. So you can find us at Facebook, and then it's The Bigger Picture WRCR. And follow us there for everything that's coming up, for our next guest, for prizes. You can like our page there, and that can get you into the prize winnings. You can send us email if you have a suggested guest, question, thoughts, contribution, anything, it's the bigger picture, WRCR@gmail.com. So the bigger picture, WRCR@gmail.com. And we also have our YouTube channel, so
Yeah.
we've been streaming live all morning on our YouTube channel.
And if you want to send a letter, if you want to write a letter and send it just to Bonefish, like a couple people have, and we will definitely blog about that too.
Yep.
Feel free.
Or drop it off at Bonefish.
It made my day. It was so unexpected.
I can't wait. Can we read any of these on the air?
Yeah, well, I'm going to
bring.
bring it for our next show. I will bring
All
it for
right.
our next show. We've only been able to catch up over the
I know.
last 2 weeks. We haven't seen each other.
Literally, my arms
We
are
need to
tired
get
from
it
flying
together.
in, but I'm determined to make it through this whole day without passing out.
You
from
will. You can do it.
exhaustion.
You can do it.
But all right, so our next show is in. Oh wait, we still have 5 minutes. Wow,
We're getting good at this.
we are getting good at this. We have no callers. Come on, callers, 362-0013. But yeah, we are looking forward to highlighting people in the community that people want to hear from. So if people have unsung heroes, that they want to highlight, someone who owns a business and works in Rockland County and gives back in some way, we want to know about those people. We want to bring them on the show and talk to them the same way we're doing with Seth and with our previous guests.
And let's just toss it out there too. I mean, we've had a lot of these names and a lot of the Charity Challenge organizations and guests that we've had on the show are affiliated with these charitable causes. Hey, we need to know about the people who are owning businesses and giving back in these organizations too. And a lot of times people don't. This is not something that people do to talk about. They do it because
They have a passion for it.
they're passionate. They want to give back, but the recognition piece is not something that they're looking for. So we need you guys out there in Rockland County. If you work for an awesome boss who owns a business, who gives back, we want to hear about it. If you are involved in one of these charities and you notice, a small business, it's always contributing, always showing up, bringing people, bringing volunteers, coming from a place of yes. We want to know about it so that we can do that part and putting that spotlight on them for a little while and just saying, hey, thank you.
Yeah, and I think, we have highlighted a lot of the big ones. A lot of the ones that may even have their own shows on WRCR, but, in terms of homemades and of course, all of the charities that are active involved with people to people. But we're also interested in the ones that people don't know about. I'm sure there's plenty we don't know about. The smaller organizations that are doing quiet good work. I did when I worked in Westchester with an organization. There was I was working with a real estate company, and they were looking to give back, and they wanted to give back it was actually you would love this idea. They made a cookbook, but people donated their recipes to this cookbook, took their own pictures, and we created sort of like a family cookbook from the people who worked for this commercial real estate company.
Wow.
And then we donated all of the proceeds to a very little-known program. It was a music-related program that brought music to underprivileged kids in Westchester. And it was one no one had heard about. We raised $5,000 for this little organization that nobody had heard of. So stuff like that.
We need to know
if
about
there's
stuff
smaller
like that.
organizations, we
Yeah.
really do want to know about it. We want to help you. We want to bring more visibility to you. So please feel free to write to us, to stop by Bonefish. There's so many ways to get in touch with us.
There is, and I have a lot of guests too that dine at the Bonefish at the shops in Nanuet. Stop by, say hello, and they'll let me know that they listen to the show and that they like it. Keep it coming, because that's how I know that we're reaching, our audience. And of course, I'm glad to see that you're dining in my restaurant and having a great time as well.
Yeah, we really are so proud to be helping out Rockland County, and we want to, be the voice for people who may be too shy to talk about themselves or not know how to get that publicity or that visibility. So feel free to stand up for your friend or neighbor who may be too shy to stand up for themselves.
Because we'll do it. We'll
do
stand
it.
up for
We'll do
you.
it. We'll be the cheerleaders. Do we get Boulders? Are there Boulders cheerleaders?
Boulders cheerleaders. We had a dance team.
guess
We had a
what?
dance team the first couple of years.
Can we be Boulders cheerleaders?
I'll tell you what. I think
Light bulb.
I think you both have the personalities where we might reintroduce that idea at one of our staff meetings. In fact,
All
our
right.
staff meeting's tomorrow at 10 a.m., and I promise you I'm going to bring up the
That's
idea.
all right. Take out my high school
Except you can
cheerleading
flip us
uniform.
and-
If it still fits.
You can flip her on. All right, thank you everybody for listening. We're
Have
so
a
grateful for our
fantastic day.
audience. Have a
Thank
great
you, Seth.
day.
Thank you for
Thank you for having
coming.
me.
That was the first time that we had a show that we actually
This is AM
Fill it in and relax.
1700
That was good.
WRCR,
Thank you so
much.
Ramapo.
You're fabulous. Your voice is like so perfect.
I know you two are usually going, what? It's over? What?
Yeah, I know. You know what?